Hi guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are going to be talking all and everything about the expenses in London. So I'll tell you quickly how this video is going to be. So first I'm going to be sharing a few stats and facts about the expenses in London, and then we will move towards three real life examples. I actually shared a spreadsheet with my friends who live in London. I just told them to just fill it out. Now expenses in London can be really subjective. That's why I wanted to take some real life examples so that you guys can understand it in a better way. If you guys are new to my channel, let me tell you a bit about myself. I've been living in London for the past couple of years now. So I did my master's in Exeter. So I was there for 1 year, and then I moved to London because I'm working here remotely. So firstly, there's no doubt that London is the most expensive city in the UK. But recently, because of the economic conditions, in December 2023, London saw a great jump in the list of the most expensive cities in the world. So it was at the 28th position, and it saw a jump to the 12th position. According to Imperial College London, the average cost of living in London for a student can range between 13-15 pound to 2052 pound a month. Being international students, especially from the southern part of Asia, that is Indian, Pakistani, Bangladeshi, etc., our living of expense may not really match these standards. So that's why, because we are desis, we are jugadus, we want to save money as much as possible. I'm going to share my expenses as well. Now when I shifted to London, it was a very chaotic experience for me because there was a lot of things that I didn't know. For example, if you don't have a work contract, you need to have a guarantor, or you should be able to pay the rent for 3 months up straight, which was really overwhelming for me. So there is this really nice agency that I know, University Living, that can help you with all of these things, so you don't have to worry. Be completely stress free when you're moving to London, especially if you're a student. They would be really helpful for you. The best thing is that they have this one of a kind cost of living calculator, which would be really handy for you if you guys are coming to study in London or in any other city really in the UK. The process is really easy and quick. Just select your university and answer a few questions about your preferences, like how often do you eat out in a week, what restaurants do you like to visit, what is your preferred mode of transportation, and it would automatically generate an estimated cost of living for you guys. Make sure you check that out. I will leave the links in the description. Okay, now let's move towards the real life examples. Okay, so let me move myself on the side. So this is a spreadsheet. This is basically a student's expense, student slash recent grads, and then 3-4 years of experience and 5+ years of experience. Not that these categories really impact the expenses. It can or cannot, but I just thought it would be great to categorize these responses and these terms rather than disclosing the names. Before we dive into this, so there are few things that I want you guys to pay attention on. That is the rent, travel, majorly the luxury expenses like shopping and everything. The rent really majorly depends on what zone are you living in the London, because London is it has 9 zones. Yeah, so it has 9 zones. It's a huge city. Rent varies a bit because in zone 1 and zone 2 it's very expensive, and then as you move towards 9 it gets a bit affordable. Now this person is a student, so let's go one by one. This person actually shares his room with other student. That's why I think the total rent is 900, and then they divide it, so they live in the same room and their accommodation is shared, so they share kitchen and bathroom. So they're paying 450. Now if you see for a recent grad, now this is actually my expense, recent grad, so it's 850. Now I pay for an ensuite room and I live in a zone 4. This person lives in zone 3, and this one lives in a zone 2, and then this one again zone 2, right? Now you see, if you're a student you can actually save a lot, but provided you cut down on rent, because rent is crazy down here in London. Okay, then see, so this person also lives in zone 2, so and this person pays this much, so it varies a lot, the rent. Then the mobile bill is quite standard. You can save anywhere from 5 4 to 16 pound. The plans are different. So I work remotely, that's why I don't pay too much. It's my 450 because I'm at home, I use my Wi-Fi, I don't need anything more than 5 GB a month. So 4.5 works for me, but it wouldn't work for everyone else who travels a lot and everything, because you have to navigate on your phone, so you need your net and everything, right? Then travel. Now, travel costs a lot here. As I said, everything is so far away from each other. You can see 80 to 120 if you're traveling on a daily basis. If you want to commute to your office, be ready to spend anything around 100 to 150, really. There is also oyster cards and everything that you can get in London, which would make your travel much cheaper. But yeah, that's a different topic. Then moving down to the food cost. Now, food I think is very much similar, but the thing that really varies is that this person, I think he goes to the office 3 times a week, and that's why this is his lunch cost that he buys every day. So that's why he spends 300. Can you imagine? 300 and 130. This student, it varies because probably the student is cooking a lot at home and eating, and maybe they're working at restaurants, so they get some free meals allowances, etc. So that's why there's a huge difference. Then socializing, again, it depends how much you like to go out to eat, how much do you like to go clubbing and etc. Then there's shopping. No, why I said you need to pay attention for these luxury needs is because it's very subjective. There's no limit of spending. You can spend as much as you can, and as much as your salary permits or your loan amount permits. So this is how it is. You can have a look now. For holidays, now these people's spend sort of similar 100. If you're already in UK, you probably know about the IHS Immigration Health Search Charge, which means you pay certain amount every year. If you don't know, if you're still in India planning on coming to UK, have a dig on that. Yeah. So basically, you don't really spend. If you want to go for a doctor, you don't have to pay because it's not free, but you pay yearly for it. But let's just say free for now, because you don't have to go there and make payments. So you don't really have anything here, but you have to pay for your prescriptions. That means you have to buy the medicines. This is mine, so I keep aside 50 pound every month because I buy supplements for myself, vitamins and everything. Gym membership also. You can say in London, again it varies gym to gym, but you can say 40 pound to 80 pound a month. You can say that should be the range if you're considering to join a gym. Coming down to payments, that is your debt payments. Now, when you're a student, you definitely don't have to pay your loan, but I would like to share this, and I think it's really important also. When I completed my studies and then I was paying back my loan, I used to pay around 250 pound to 500 pound every month. That was my installment. Touchwood, I have paid all that now, so I don't really pay it. That's why I've written it in a separate box and not here. Now, this person used to pay 500 to 700 because, again, depending on the amount of loan that you have taken. And now I did not take much loan amount, but many people take 20 lakh or plus as loan. Coming down to the total expense now, for a student it's 890. I think it does make sense if you are saving on rent and eating out. Then yes, you can cut down your cost as low as 800 to 1000 pound a month. I'm not a student here, I'm a professional. That means I cannot share my room because I work remotely. I cannot have someone in my room all the time. So that's why it's 1400 for me, 1600, and then 2000 and 300. Now this is the sort of range that you end up spending in London. So guys, that was all about this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it and found it helpful. If you did, don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment, like, share this video, and I will see you in my next video then. Bye.